Hello everyone. Today we are going to focus to an essential verbal reasoning topic for your campus placements. It is para jumbles. A lot of students find English sections tricky because they are trying to guess by reading options randomly. But remember, verbal reasoning is pure logic. Once you know the structural rules, matching sentence become as clean and systematic as solving an engineering equation. The first slide tells the topic today is parajumbles, which stands for a paragraph jumbles. This is the core of your verbal reasoning preparation. Now you think why we need students need a sentence arrangement skills. Let me explain. When you graduate and step into the industry, whether you become an application specialist or handle medical software, you will have to write clinical reports, project summaries, and communicate with global clients. If your sentences are unorganized, your data loses its value. So this presentation is a complete step-by-step guide to helping you crack sentence sequencing quickly during tight and timed aptitude assessments. It is not about reading the entire paragraph 20 times until it sounds right. It is about finding the engineering design behind the paragraph. Let's click forward and look at the exact definition. In second slide, let's define what we are dealing with. A paragraph jumble is simply a group of sentences presented to you in a completely scrambled random order. Your unique task is to rearrange them so they form a smooth, logically following paragraph. Why do major placement drives like CCS, Infosys, or competitive exams like CAT and GATE give this topic massive weightage? Because it tests how well your brain handle comprehension and logical order under pressure. Look at the simple input output block example on the slide. Under jumbled input, we read, however, it is also brings risk. And two, technology has advanced rapidly. And three, it has improved our lives. Four, we must be cautious. It reads every broken and awake. Doesn't now look at the logical output column too. Uh, Listen to how it reads now. Technology has advanced rapidly. It has improved our lives. However, it also brings this we must be cautious. Suddenly, it makes perfect sense. Your job is to convert chaotic inputs into a structured output. Let us learn the rules to do this effortlessly. Pay close attention to this slide. This slide is your ultimate toolkit. To fix a scrambled paragraph, you need to track a four specific linguistic markers. The first one is the opening sentence. This is your foundation. It introduces the primary topic. Always avoid sentence starting with pronouns like he, she, it, or conjunctions like but or however, because those require a previous sentence to exist. Look at the example. The sun is the star at the center of the solar system. This is a perfect independent starter. And pronoun clues. Pronouns like he, they, or this always point back to a noun mentioned earlier. If a sentence says it provides light for life on earth, your brain must immediately ask what does it mean? It refers to back to the sun. That creates an instant pair. And connector words, transition words like therefore, however, consequently tell you the relationship between two ideas. Therefore, it is essential for life act as a concluding result statement. And chronological order. Always look out for dates, timeline markers, or sequences. For instance, in 1969, humans landed on the moon. Let us space stations were built. Time always flows forward, never backward. Let's see how these markers from a clean step-by-step problem-solving flowchart. When you open a verbal reasoning quiz and face a wall of text, don't try to solve it all at once. Follow this beautiful four-step flowchart. Step 1, find the independent sentence. And step 2, link related ideas. And step 3, identify the conclusion. And fourth one is arrange and verify. This is the correct order. Think of this like assembling a puzzle. Find the frame first, matching the internal patterns, and review the final picture. Let's do a live activity together on the next slide. Let's try out our workflow on slide. Our topic is the water cycle. Let's look at the four jumble sentence on the screen. The rainwater flows back into the river and oceans. The sun heats up the water in oceans. Clouds form and water returns as rain. Water vapor rises into the atmosphere. Let's apply our flow chart step by step. Step 1. Which sentence is independent? That introduces the process. Sentence 2. The sun heats up the water in motion. It kicks off the topic. Let's link related ideas. What happens immediately after the sun heats the water? The water turns into a vapor and rises. So the sentence 4 follows sentence 2. Once the vapor rises, what happens next? It condenses into clouds. So the sentence 3 flows and next. Clouds form, a water returns as rain. And look at the sentence. It starts with this rainwater, which directly links back to the word rain in sentence 3. It concludes the cycle by returning water to the ocean. So our final flawless logical order is 2, 4, 3, 1. See how easy it is. When you map the physical process, let's look at the few extra tips for success. This is the summary. Look at the comparison on screen. A is greater leader. B is Mahatma Gandhi fought for freedom. Since sentence A uses the pronoun he, it cannot stand alone. Sentence B introduces our subject by name, making it our definitive opening statement. Question 2 focus. Look at how the word however functions. However introduce a strong contrast or counterpoint if your first sentence praises a new technology. The sentence following, however, will likely mention its flaws and risks. Use it as a structural hinge. And third one is the mandatory pair. Shortcut. This is the ultimate time-saving trick for multiple choice placement test. If you recognize that two sentences are tightly bound like a cause and effect link, they form a mandatory pair that can never be a split up. You can immediately look at your options and eliminate any multiple choice answers that separate those two letters. As the slide summarizes beautifully at the bottom, read logically, not randomly. Now open your workbook and practice. Thank you.